Jake's POV. As everyone flew away, I was left alone with the two tied-up Nume, who'd been bound with ropes and had leather strips with runes hanging from multiple parts of their bodies. It was quiet for a bit until one of them spoke, probably not realizing I could understand them. "I think they're gone. Could you reach my bindings with your beak or talons if I managed to get closer?" one said. "Maybe, but untying the knot might prove difficult. I could try to cut it," the other replied. "What about that familiar? Think it would realize what we are doing and stop us?" the first one asked. "I do not know. He doesn't look too smart," the second said. "Frick you," I said, indignant. That startled both of them, and they began looking around. "Did one of them stay behind?" the second asked, panicked. "Sarge, I think it was that familiar," the first said. The second one, a sergeant apparently, stared at me in disbelief. It was dark, but from this close I could see his glitter in the dark, and it got dimmer. Some of the feathers on his chest and neck puffed up. "Indra's eyes! It is a Viking!" the sergeant said, horror in his tone. The other, hearing this, puffed up as well. "I'm not a... Never mind." "Can you understand us?" the first one asked, speaking slowly. "Yeah, I can understand you. Do you understand that if you try to escape, I'm going to have to stop you?" Despite being very tired from the long walk here, and being called a Viking again, I did my best to sound intimidating. The sergeant glanced at his subordinate, whose eyes were firmly fixed on me, then spoke again. "So the reports were true. There's another Viking." "Yup," I said. "Did you really kill Harbinger?" the subordinate asked, almost whispering. I sighed. "Yes." "And did she do that?" The sergeant motioned with his head to my missing hand. I nodded. "Well, at least that monster went down talons out." "She wasn't a monster," I snapped, suddenly very upset but quieted down, realizing I could be heard. "She was a victim. Captured and mind-controlled by your people. Turned into a weapon by the Southern Union." "Yeah, well, she was weak." "What?" I hissed. "That's what happens when you are not strong enough. You get perched on by everyone. There's never anything left for the Nume at the bottom. At least she died with a full stomach. What a waste." "Sarge, I think maybe we should not provoke the big angry Viking. You heard what he did to Harbinger, right?" the subordinate said. "Oh yeah, I heard how he cast death magic and killed her." A white-hot flash of heat ripped through my heart. Guilt. I swallowed the lump in my throat. Real slow, too. "That wasn't... I didn't... It wasn't supposed to happen. I made a mistake," I said, suddenly feeling short of breath, like there was a noose around my neck. "She was trying to kill me. I didn't have a choice." Sure. Let me ask you something, Viking. You ever been hungry?" "What?" "Hungry. Like, you have not eaten in weeks, and suddenly your dying friends are starting to look appetizing kinda hungry. You ever been that hungry?" "No." I shook my head. "Well, I have, and so has this blithering skittler here." He motioned with his head to the other Nume. "And so has my whole unit, until we came here." "What does this have to..." "This place is nice. Plenty of food, clean water. It even has forests," the Nume chuckled. "You know, I'd never seen a forest until I landed on these islands. At least not one that wasn't poison. Sure, I saw a few trees, but a whole safe forest? I had no idea there were so many trees in the whole world. And the water, it is clean. Just clean. Anyone can drink it, and not have to pull the bodies and feathers out first." He stopped talking for a bit, and I didn't know what to say. "I know I'll die on this island. Probably soon. Guess what I think about that?" he said. I didn't respond. "That's fine by me, because when I die, it will be with a full stomach, preened feathers, and the peace of mind, knowing that no one will be looking at my corpse like they would have in the Union. What's it like there? I asked. I was a slave, so all in all, it could have been worse. At least there was one person who would have cared if I died, even if it was just because it cost them money. Most Nume do not have such a privilege. When they die, they are just moved into the nearest sandpit and forgotten. You want to know what my home was like? We have 5 different words for dead. One for all the worst ways to die. How did you get here then? I was sold to the army. Best day of my life. If any of my friends had still been alive, we would have sung together. So, you're still a slave? I asked. 6th Slave Front Fleet, or as our master calls us, the Shield Squadron. Why did you come here? The Southern Union? Why invade this island or the island of Sangu? Do you have sand in your head? I just told you because I was sold. But you're asking why the Union invaded. Probably one of the warlords got himself a notion of conquering the whole world. Who knows? You really don't know why you're fighting? I asked. Oh, I know why I'm fighting. Because my master said he would give me a better understanding of 2 or 3 of those 5 words I mentioned if I didn't, and he would give me a few seeds if I did. Same for the Skidler. The other Nume nodded solemnly. Why not run away? You could. They already think you're dead. Nothing can stop you anymore, I suggested. What a fantastic idea. Just let me go, and I'll fly away. You'll never see me again. Really? The sergeant said sarcastically. If it were that easy, there would be a lot more warlords and a lot less slaves. He looked over to the other Nume. Turn him over. Look at his back. I picked up the Nume carefully. He squawked a bit, surprised, but did not resist. On his back were burn marks that glowed a different colour than his glitter. Know what that is? I bet you have one just like it, somewhere under all those garments and all that muscle. A slave crest. I don't have a slave crest, I said. Maybe not, but I bet you do have a familiar circle, he said. Glancing at my arm, I could picture that magic tattoo I got years ago, hiding just under my sleeve. Our slave marks are the same as those circles, with a few tweaks. If we disobey our masters or try to escape, we are punished. Severely. You mentioned warlords. What did you mean? Is that like a noble, or a rank in the military? I asked, changing the topic abruptly with a shake of my head, as I placed the Nume back down. Do you really care? Or are you just trying to avoid... Just... I took a breath. Tell me. Fine. Warlords are the ones in charge. They control the food, the slaves, and the mages. You want to be a warlord? You need those. A lot of those. If it is a warlord with enough supplies and slaves, they might try conquering another warlord's territory. Maybe it will even be a nice territory without too many deserts, no poison forests, and a few towns. Jake, Suma said over our private connection, we are almost there. Are you ready? Yeah, I answered her, and picked up the 2 Nume. Undo their anti-magic runes and toss them aside, but hold them tight. I will summon all of you, she said. I picked up the Nume, which caused them both to panic, but they calmed down when I removed those leather straps. You offering us? The sergeant asked. Nope, it's time to go, I said, and heard Suma's voice as she summoned me. I summon you, Sentinel!